A fresh political showdown has erupted over patriarchy, Manusmriti and India's traditions after Rahul Gandhi launched a sharp message for women. Speaking at an event, Rahul Gandhi called on women to challenge patriarchal control and smash the patriarchy, saying they should be loud, proud and fight for their space in society. This was during Chhatro Ki Gunj. He argued that women may have relationships with their fathers, brothers, husbands or sons, but they do not belong to them. You belong to nobody except yourself, Rahul Gandhi said. Rahul also criticized what he described as a mindset that keeps women locked in a cage and took aim at references to Manusmriti, calling certain words a complete shame. But that triggered a political counterattack. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has hit back, asking Rahul Gandhi to understand India's traditions before criticizing them. The Chief Minister has cited ancient texts and traditions associated with Manu while taking a swipe at Rahul Gandhi, saying he appeared to consider it as his birthright to disparage India's traditions. And the political reactions have only widened the debate. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has called Rahul's remarks peak hypocrisy, while BJP leader Shehzad Poonawalla, no longer a spokesperson, asked Rahul to look at his own party before lecturing Gen Z. But from the Congress and its allies, there was strong support. P. Chidambaram said Rahul's remarks were forcing institutions to confront patriarchal power, while Shiv Sena UBT MP Priyanka Chaturvedi called the message incredibly refreshing. Actors Swara Bhaskar and Prakash Raj also backed Rahul's comments, praising him for directly challenging patriarchal barriers and the Manusmriti mindset. So a message about women's freedom has now opened a much bigger political battle cry over patriarchy, traditions, Manusmriti and also Indian cultural identity. I'm being joined by Tahira Hassan, who's an author, women's rights activist. Sujata Pandey also joins me, who's a social activist. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining me. Two women, two accomplished women in their own rights. I'm looking forward to hear your opinions of how both of you really look at what Rahul Gandhi has spoken and Yogi Adityanath. I'm also being joined by Smita Mishra. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I think important perspectives from you in store. In fact, let me just start with you, Tahira Hassan. What do you make out of what's panned out as a politics and a political furor around patriarchy, misogyny, Manusmriti and Indian culture?
Your voice is not clear. Please repeat it.
Ms. Tahira Hassan,
Ms.
Tahira Hassan, how do you look at what's panning out from both the sides, and at the center of it, what seems to be is politics, patriarchy, Manusmriti and Indian culture? Which side do you see yourself on? How do you look at this issue?
You know, I'm a human rights activist, and I believe that patriarchy, that makes the woman second-class citizen. And our women are fighting against this patriarchal mindset for such a long time. It's the first, I think this is the recently Rahul Gandhi has given this bold message to women, but the women are fighting. The women rights activists are fighting for that. And we should never forget that Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar, not once, but many times said, no society can be said civilized unless or until the women have access on health, knowledge, and on decision making and opportunities, job employment. So this is what the enshrined in our constitution. This is our right. And the patriarchy always makes the guideline or tries to control women's sexuality. They make the guideline like the women, good women, they work 9 to 5. But the women themselves came out and have broken this stereotype of image. They are running industries, they are entrepreneur, they are working, and their working hours are not fixed like men. They work like the engineer, doctor, journalist, like you a journalist. Your time is not fixed. You will work only 5 to 9, 9 to 5. So they have broken that, and they are no more.
Ms. Tahira, while you're making these important points, the politics around the BJP has essentially objected to the usage of Manusmriti. How do you look at that?
You know that this is a Manusmriti, our country, the largest democracy. We are proud of this. Our democracy is not run by the Manusmriti. It is run by the Constitution, and our Constitution gives us a right. And our women are not going to listen what it is written in it. But women will do only whatever is constitutional right has been given to them. And for that, they are striving, they are fighting, and they're trying to grab it. And they're just not only fighting for themselves,
Okay.
but they uplift their sisters also.
Okay,
So I
Sujata
think
Pandey, how do you look at what is now emerging as politics or paradox? That depends upon who's looking from what, which lens.
So, it's quite funny because, Ms. Tahir spoke about Manusmriti, but she never mentioned about Halala, Hadith, Triple Talaq and all of that. And this is
I
the problem.
fought against all these for your kind
please don't,
formation.
please do not interrupt. Neither did the
No,
Rahul
you first
Gandhi.
know about
And that
me.
is what, amuses me because, when we are talking about women, we have to look at women as a gender, not divided by the vote bank politics. Because when we quote Manusmriti, how many of us have actually read Manusmriti? 99.99% Hindu houses do not have Manusmriti. Their lives are not guided by Manusmriti. They perhaps have only heard it in some of the scriptures or serials. They have not. Their lives are guided by Indian Constitution, and Indian women are very much aware of it. Their life is guided by this patriarchal society, which has nothing to do with the religion. It exists in Muslims, it exists in Christianity, it exists in Europe, and I have lived a great part of my life in Europe, and I can tell you in great detail what a patriarchy exists in those societies and how women have fought over it. We have not. The women were not even given the basic right to vote.
No, sure.
They were considered second
I think
sex.
I don't take away from anything that you're saying, but this isn't about Europe versus India. This isn't about how bad it is outside and how good is it in India. I think it's about a conversation within India. And I think I want to steer this back to the conversation where the debate really is about. And you made a very interesting point, and that point
No,
is
I'm
about
not
how
done
many
yet.
people
I'm
have
not done
read
yet.
Manusmriti, and you spoke about other religions as well. It's interesting, and I want to make this point as well because many people from whichever religion they have come haven't read their religious texts, as it were, because for various reasons. Go ahead, make your point about what you were talking about, how you look at it.
So I am saying, there is no denying of the fact that patriarchy exists, but it's also exists because of the situation that we were under British, we were under Mughals, and there are a lot of societal conditions, and that is how it is. Hindu, especially the Sanatan Dharma, was never a patriarchal society; it was a matriarchal society, and that is I can give you hundreds of examples how Krishna and Rama were known by their mothers and not by the father's name. But then Rahul Gandhi quoting Manusmriti specifically shows that he's blindsided. He's blindsided
I think
by
that's
the
a
vote
point
bank
I want
politics.
to take to Tahira as well. Miss Smita Mishra, give me a minute. I'll just come to you. Tahira, I would also want you to respond to what Sujata Pandey has said about how you spoke about, you didn't speak about triple talaq and all. And you have. Whenever those debates and conversations have come, you have always spoken about that. I have to say that because you've said it, spoken on my show itself. But I want to ask you this, Tahira. Was this a blind spot? How do you look at this? Because while talking to women, and I'm sure it was not Hindu women alone, there would be women from all backdrops.
All
And
backdrops,
to talk about only Manusmriti, was it giving, one, was it selectivism? Two, was it giving fodder for politics?
Oh, of course. One has not to be selective because we criticize our whatever in the our religion, like triple talaq. I was the one who fought like anything, took the head on to the Maulanas and just make them to understand that what we women want. So naturally there is patriarchy in all religion, and we will fight, not irrespective to religion. That the constitution also says everyone is equal, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and gender. So naturally, the women will also fight. You can't draw the line, that men can do this and women can do this. No, it is not like that. And our fight is not against the men in this whole process. Our fight is against the inequality that is existing. We fight for the equality. So it is not like that this religion, this has happened, this religion. In
Right.
all religion, this is happening. If this is happening, that should be eradicated. We should stand up and fight against it. And our young generation is fighting, coming forward, raising voice. I mean, young girls are raising voice. They are in every field, they are excelling, you know.
Right.
How they are excelling? If they are be put in the within the four walls, they cannot come out. No, they will go out. They will go out after
Sure.
8
Sure.
p.m. also, after
Ma'am, let me just
9
go
p.m.
across to
also.
Smita Mishra, who's been very
Because
patiently
they have
waiting.
to.
Give me a few minutes. Smita Mishra, you've been covering politics and the society for a very long time as a journalist. I want to ask you from a very different perspective. For the years that you have been a journalist, how do you look at these narratives come up, become the heart of politics, and move aside, irrespective of parties? Give us a sense of that.
No, I hope you can hear me
Yes,
clearly.
please, loud and clear.
Yes. Which woman, journalist or whatever, which woman can have a problem with a political leader coming out and saying that women should fight patriarchy? She will not remember because I'm much junior to her, but I am witness to Taira Hassan ji's struggle against so many, rituals and practices of
Yes.
religion, which she has been relentlessly fighting against. This fight will never be successful till we stop thinking about, I am a Hindu woman, so I should worry
Yes.
about my own, and Muslim women should worry about Muslim. The problem here is Mr. Rahul Gandhi's speech there in Pune. He started very well, but it was such a complete giveaway. When you are addressing women to smash patriarchy, to fight against patriarchy, you suddenly remembered the Manusmriti, which was written centuries ago and not in one go, by the way, in various phases. Society was different, the world was different at that time, and all religious texts have been written during a period when society was completely different. Women's lives were not what they are now. The basic test of the thing is whether Manusmriti asks you to disrespect women. No. It asks you to respect women and give them the position they deserve. Considering all this about, living your life, etc., it was a different world. But, let's not get into it because it will become an unending kind of thing. Then we will go to
And there are
Quran.
many who would object to
and
you,
the
saying that if
Testament.
you are saying
Yes.
it was not about
And
disrespectful to women, they would say they exactly see it as disrespect for women.
no,
And
I have read the Manusmriti in so much detail that I can answer that. But the point here is that it will become a very
Sure.
unending discussion. I want to come to the present. The problem here is, when you go out to tell people to smash patriarchy and ask girls not to be identified with their relationships, it somehow casts a question on our family bond. Today, we have Ms. Pandey here who has traveled the world. She knows that one of our strongest things in our world today is our family bonds. Don't let girls
Absolutely.
feel humiliated as a
Yeah.
behan or a bahu or beti. That is as much her pride
no, but where?
as her
Let me come
professional
in.
life.
Where did
But
I'm trying
no,
to
no.
understand.
And
Where did he say? Where did he
No,
cast
he said,
aspersions on
let her finish.
relationships? Because
no,
he said,
please, no,
correct
please
me if
let
I'm
me
wrong.
complete my
He said,
perspective.
you are
Let
a
me
daughter,
complete my
you are
perspective.
a sister, you are a mother. Oh, no, he said it reverse.
No,
He
he said the
spoke
other,
about
yeah.
father, son, and brother, but they are relationships. You are owned by none, but by yourself.
So that is casting aspersions on family relations to say that you have to break that, which I don't think is the right way to tell women to be independent. It's a very nuanced position. But okay, let's leave that for a moment. My biggest problem here is, and I'm going to write about it also. My biggest problem is whenever that moment of test has come for Mr. Rahul Gandhi as in his family to prove that they can smash patriarchy, they have always failed that test. They failed that test by being on the wrong side of history when his late father, Rajiv Gandhi,
Shah
he didn't
Banu.
have to do anything. He didn't have to do anything. The Supreme Court had given a verdict. He just had to implement it. It was already done. But he chose to go the extra mile to please the fundamentalists and upturn that verdict. They were on the wrong side of history. Women will never forgive them for that. Okay, you may say that is a long time ago. Fine. Let me come very recently to what we are talking about. Just a few years ago, the triple talaq verdict was made in the Supreme Court. It was a historic moment for the life of our Muslim sister. When it was brought to Parliament, for the enabling law following that order, what did the Congress party do? They walked out of the house. Once again, they decided to be on the wrong side of history. They should have been in the house and shown that whenever the moment comes to smash patriarchy, when your party colleague Sandeep Dikshit runs down a respected head of government with whom we have a friendly relation, which is a diplomatic situation for all of us, he denigrates that respected prime minister of Italy. You just choose to laugh and brush it off. The point is, it's very good to tell others to smash
So you're talking
patriarchy
about
because
walking the talk and failing to do so.
yes,
I
they have
very
failed the
vividly
test. They
remember
have
what
failed
you're
the
really
test
talking
every
about as well.
single
Let me get
time.
in Tahira Hassan. Tahira Hassan, I think I would say this, Smita Mishra has made some very strong points about how it cannot be a matter of convenience. But how do you look at what she has raised?
No, I'm saying that what Rahul Gandhi said is nothing. I mean, objectionable. Like that, he said, ki stand up, be proud, be bold, make your space in the society. Nothing wrong. But you know that I'm saying that people are saying that with the time the law was going to be make the act like anti this thing against triple talaq, the people were against it, parties. True, I agree with her. The parties were against it because the patriarchal mindset. Same thing had happened in the 1952-53 when the Ambedkar was bringing the Hindu Code Bill. People were against it. Who were against it? Not to tell this time right now. So this is the patriarchal society. They are always selective. You are saying yes, they are selective. They are never like that. That talk about the inclusive of women upliftment.
Okay.
Women are used as a vote bank. Women are
Okay.
used for the just for the election purpose, not for the really upliftment. And the
Okay,
domestic
Sujata
violence.
Pandey, your last remarks.
What happens
See,
when the
As a
I
young
domestic
woman.
always
violence?
say, I always say, महिलाएं विश्व की सबसे बड़ी दलित है. You know, because all the patriarchal standards, be it economic, be it social or political, whenever it is applied to women, they don't see your caste or religion. So I urge the political forces not to divide women by pointing to a specific test and ignoring the other, because women are smart enough to know what they want and what to reject. Because today woman
Yes.
is a very well informed woman. She knows that what you're trying to get out of this. She knows how to smash the patriarchy, and she's doing it in her house, in her office, in the roads, in the buses, in the train, everywhere. And that is what is the main point, that political parties are not doing a favor by talking about women. They have to, because we are a political force also. We are 50% of the demography. We are changing, we are deciding which party will come in the power. So
Right.
they have to, but they have to be very careful that they should not use the religious text in between, because that way it just dilutes the entire purpose. You know,
All right.
his
I
stage
think-
could have been really used to empower women. He could have walked the talk. A lot of things could have been done, but he chose to do a very petty politics, which is visible to everybody. And that's
Okay.
why my first
Thank
objection
you very
was there.
much. Three women, three very strong opinions. Thank you, Tahira Hassan. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sujata Pandey. And thank you, Smita
Thank
Mishra,
you.
for joining us.